Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Deck Doctoring here on the MetaLab channel. Today I have one of our MetaLab lab technicians, Erin here, Fish God, playing Green Bonney, the pink-haired menace of OP12. So he's going to kind of go over his deck list, kind of his thoughts on why he's playing certain cards, and kind of what that looks like. So without further ado, I'm going to take it away and pass it off to Erin. Erin, go ahead.
All right. So our leader is inherently defensive. Our ability says negate an attack a turn. That is infinity counter. Doesn't matter how big they hit you for, you say no to one of their swings. We want to take advantage of that as much as possible and get value. This leader is very well situated. Your bad matchups are the two black decks, Teach Lucci, and the other control deck, Shanks. All three of those decks lose to blue-purple, which is really popular right now. You bully Rayleigh, your Zoro matchup is slightly favored. You're about 50-50 into blue-purple. All around, it's a very well-rounded leader that performs really well. I am enjoying playing her again. Picked her up in 07 and have been on and off ever since. Card choices. We are playing 4 of the Green Bonney Searcher from the starter deck 2. The Bonnie Searcher is really good at finding your key pieces. This card might as well just say Cavendish, which makes your deck work. She finds 2Ks, all of which are relevant. And in the mirror match, she makes your opponent attack you. Other slow decks that are trying to just build a big board to not trigger your leader ability, you just go spin the Bonnie, they have to hit her, and then you get to rest one of their other dudes. So Bonnie is great. Kid Killer is interesting, but we're not playing him right now. For our 2-cost chump blockers, I'm playing 3 Rosie and 3 Koshiro. Rosie's really good at protecting your big guys in the late game. You put him next to a kid, they can't remove it. You put him behind a Mihawk, and if you want to get swingy, they still can't touch him. The Koshiro is really good on your 5-Dawn turn. You play Cavendish, untap 2, play Koshiro. You're God Thread proof. This card really helps you against black decks as well, because they all do KO. 3 cost the Tashigi, the last protector in the deck. She just stops anything from getting removed. Really good against blue-purple. They're playing the Mihawks, the God Threads, and the 8-cost Rush Luffy's to bounce things. Tashigi just says, no, you don't get to do that. And you get to keep your board. Then we are playing 3 copies of Basil Hawkins. 2K-wise, this card's good because you have to find a Dawn Restander on 4 if you're going second. Same reason we play Arouge. Arouge is just a blocker instead of being a 2K. Both of which are really good in the mirror match as well, because that you get to spend all of your Dawn and then still untap stuff. And they have numbers that can punch guys. X-Drake's a really interesting choice. I went back and forth on this versus the Apu. The 1-cost Apu rests a 2 for 1 Dawn, which can really help you for lethal pushes, while the X-Drake will on play rest a 5 or lower, and at the end of the turn give you a Dawn back. So on the 4 Dawn turn against blue-purple, you can rest their Bon Clay or their Zoro Juro and then hit it with your leader. And then if they give you a 2K to save the Zoro Juro, you untap a Dawn, you get to still rest their leader when they swing with it next turn. And the following turn, you're not really doing anything because they're going to have 7 Dawn and leave up 2 for Bagua most of the time. So on the following turn, you can play Cavendish blocker to be insulated from the God Thread or removal. So X-Drake's just performing really well. It also helps you in the mirror match. You get to rest one of your opponent's guys, so you can start punching it. And Bonnie mirrors are becoming more relevant. 4 Carrots, just another one of your really good 5-6K units. They trade really favorably. Carrot can punch a thing, freeze a thing. So she effectively removes 2 bodies from your opponent's board. This is kind of your bread and butter card in the mirror match as well, because you can freeze your opponent's Carrot, your opponent's Cavendish, whatever 7K they're playing. Typically, you're not trying to remove Kuma with hard removal, so by the time that it swings or you get to rest it, it is a 7K, and the Carrot can freeze that too. She just hits so much in the meta and removes an extra attack, so it's just like an extra copy of your leader skill. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Cavendish, just lets you play with more Dawn than your opponent, so every turn you get to use an extra 2 Dawn. Helps you leave up Dawn for your leader, helps you play bigger dudes without feeling like you're wasting all of your energy, helps you trade really favorably, just the best card in the deck probably. The reason why the leader is playable. There's a limited amount of fun to have, and I want to have more of it than you, so I want more Dawn. And then 3 copies of Green Bonney, the new blocker from OP12. If you have 8 or more rested cards, that counts the 5 Dawn that you use to play her, so you only need 3 more rested, which is not that hard. You get to draw 2 cards, trash a card, and we're playing 15 bricks in the deck. So cycling out big dummies that you don't need in that matchup for cards that are more relevant is always good. And you can, on 9 Dawn, you can play Mihawk, play her, untap a Dawn for your leader. It's so good, we love it. And then the best green card, what I would argue was the only good one for a really long time, Hody Jones. This card's insane. It just gives you aggression, it gives you something to swing at. It gives Blue Purple Luffy, it gets surprise lethals occasionally. You can push for extra damage, you can punish dudes that were active that they were trying to keep safe from your carrot or from your other bodies. Just a very good all-around card. Rock the shark when possible. Then 2 copies of Useless Captain Mid. I really don't like this card. We have to play it for the mirror. It's good against green purple. It destroys Rayleigh. If you can get this out with a Rosnanti next to it, it's unkillable essentially, and the Rayleigh matchup just wins. Similarly in green purple. The only reason I'm running 2 of it instead of 1 now is because mirrors are becoming more common, and this card in a mirror match is very powerful. They get to rest your guys, but they're behind kids, so they can't punish them. So I had to bump it up to 2 from 1. I'm really mad about it because I had to cut one of my Mihawks. I'm only on 3 of them now. These were the cards I was running in another 4 of for a while, because paying 4 Dawn for an 8k blocker is really good, especially in a deck that plays a bunch of other little chumps that you can play out after him. But we just needed the extra copy of Kid. This card's great. He swings, and then when you're not applying pressure anymore, he just stands there as another big blocker. If you have a Cavendish on the board when you play this, it's a 2-cost 8k blocker, which is really good. And then that Bonney play I mentioned earlier on 9 Dawn, you play this, untap 4, you have 5, you play Bonney, you get to draw 2, trash 1, and then untap a Dawn again, is really strong. Mihawk is my second favorite card in the deck, probably. 3 Shanks, don't make fun of me, I don't buy SPs. I'm waiting for the PRB alts, because I think they're better. I don't know, dude, the rug just isn't good. This card's insane. You just slam this as soon as possible against GP. You don't try to hold it, or not GP, blue-purple. You don't try to hold it for removing a big guy, you just put it on the board, and then you get to punish them every turn with a big 11k swing. In the mirror, if your opponent doesn't play around it, doesn't respect it, you get to remove another big threat that they put down, and then you rest it with your leader skill, so it's very good. And this 11k is the biggest guy in the deck, and Shanks is cool, man, what can you say? And then finally, we're on 3 copies of Don Quixote do Flamingo. 10 Dawn to take an extra turn is pretty good, so you just freeze 3 of their dudes, and then go again, essentially. Like, they have to redevelop guys because they don't have anything active. This, with a carrot on the board, is really good. This card almost single-handedly wins you your Rayleigh games. Like, if you resolve 1 to 2 of these, you're so far ahead. Against Zoro, they have to waste their restand event on untapping their leader, rather than using it for a second big swing. So it's really helpful there, and it makes their lethal pushes a lot harder. The only downside is it says 10 on it instead of 9, which means you have to have a Dawn restander somewhere, either a Cavendish, an Eroge, or a Hawkins. But if you can get in that situation, or get in a situation where it doesn't matter that you don't have one, i.e. all of their dudes are dead or rested, just paying 10 for this to say none of your guys can hit me is really strong. And that is my 50. I think the deck's really well positioned right now. Like I said, all of your matchups are pretty solid. Zoro is like a 55, is what everybody tells me, so it's a skill-intensive game, but you can get there. The mirror is really skill testing. It's not like whoever draws more Hody is what people say. That's not really true. The player who knows it better is going to win it more times out of 10 than the other. Your blue-purple matchup is really who has played it more. Really strong blue-purple opponents can still beat you, but if you have ground the games, I think a lot of the time you can win it. So I think Bonney is really well positioned, just losing to the control decks.
What's the ideal curve of Bonney? Are you going first deck, or do you think you're predominantly going second deck?
So you are a take whatever your opponent wants deck for the most part. You can play on the first curve, you can play on the even curve. You got bosses on 10, you got bosses on 9, you got bosses on 8, you got bosses on 7. So you've got something on every curve. You really just want to take away your opponent's curve most of the time. Like Blue-Purple Luffy wants to go first because they want to go Zoro, Juro, Godthread, leave up 2 Dawn for Thunder Bagua. So we take it from them, and then on 5 we play Cavendish and play a blocker. Whereas other decks that want to go second, we just take second from them, like Rayleigh, so that we can stop them from double developing searchers and continue to control their board. You really have a lot of choices with Bonney, and it rewards you for knowing your opponent's deck as well as they do.
Looking at the future, right? I know PRB is right around the corner for some of our viewers. Any changes you're looking to make into the PRB2 meta, or maybe even in the next format?
So PRB doesn't shake up the other decks very much, so we don't have to adapt a ton. There is that 3-cost Bonney in PRB, which is a blocker that on your opponent's attack gives you a Dawn. That card's going to be really good in the mirror match specifically because it means your opponent can't use Hody to rest your 1 active Dawn and then punish you. But I'm not sure. I haven't gotten to test it very much in PRB. In 13, the deck becomes more of a go-wide deck. We kind of cut some of these big boss cards for some more mid-game cards that untap your Dawn, like the Uta and the Law that are coming out in 13, so you can develop more bodies and apply more pressure to your opponent.
Cool. Overall, it's a really cool deck. It's really great to see the control of the format come out to play and see what Bonney can do. I think Bonney's in a really great position for this format. Definitely one of my favorite green decks in the format. So, guys, stay tuned. This is kind of a free sample of kind of what we're going to start doing here. We're going to be looking at membership programs. We're going to get to see in-depth guides like this, as well as matchup analysis and no longer gameplays with the channel. So stay tuned for more, but this is a free content and a little free look at the other side of the coin. I know I've been uploading a lot on Teach, and we'll see more Teach coming down the pike as I continue to develop that deck. But I want to kind of grow the channel out to showcase all the meta decks and how those look like and get those matchup analyses in. So thanks to Erin for stepping in to talk about his favorite leader, Bonney, and we'll see you next time. Peace.